Okay, Mark P. Otten from Cal State Northridge back with you. The Psychology of Golf YouTube channel is making its debut in San Diego County with this video coming to you from Ramona, California, San Vicente Golf Resort. Okay, where are we? So some of y'all might know the San Diego Zoo Safari Park in Escondido. That's like northeast San Diego, northeast San Diego County. So when coming into Ramona, at least from the angle that I came in, I passed the safari park and then I went a little further. It's out in the country, San Diego County. And this is a location that has some meaning to me. About 15 years ago, one time I stayed at San Vicente Golf Resort. I did not play golf. The resort is like a affordable, nice, cute country setting type of place to stay. I don't know why I didn't. I guess maybe back then it was a working trip. I wasn't as into golf back then, so I didn't play, but I remember thinking that I wish I did, or I wish I had, or someday maybe I'll come back. And then it took me a while, but was it last year I came back and played. I had the opportunity to come through, and the course was fantastic. That day there was nobody out there. I don't know what was so special, or what was so how I avoided all the people that day, but I just rocketed around the course that day at record speed. And then I was like, this place is amazing. I wish to come back someday. And so then this year I emailed ahead, and I was able to bring the tripod out and film. San Vicente Golf Resort is a public course, and it's affordable. And staying at the resort is also affordable. So let's say you have a family and you want to go check out the safari park. Maybe one day you go there, one day you play the golf course. The resort also has tennis courts, a swimming pool. It's not a huge place, but it's very nice. And I think the strength overall of this location is just how quiet it is. The San Diego Country Estates neighborhood, I think that's what it's called, sort of like borders the course on the south side. But that's about it. It's like really different than the concept of playing golf, let's say in the city, San Diego, or one of these like more well-known places like Coronado or Torrey Pines or something like that. This place is like a retreat, and it's fantastic. So let's take a look at the golf course. This is the front nine. I chose to play the black tees on this day. And, well, maybe that was a mistake. 6,704 yards. That's pretty far. Slope 133. But I tried it anyway. And I remembered playing these tees last year and doing, I did okay. So I was like, I'll try it again. The fear ratings and the fun ratings are back for this video. The fear ratings, the lower to the closer to 1 it is, the most scary the hole, the most challenging the hole, at least in my perception. This was my second time playing the course, like I mentioned, so I do have a little bit of knowledge, not a lot, little bit of knowledge of which holes can get you and which holes may not. So hole number 3, fear rating 1. Hole number 1, fear rating 2. So we've got a couple of scary holes right away. Fun rating is the same. 1 is the most fun, at least rated by me. 18 is the least fun, so we've got hole number 6 to look forward to on the front 9. Fun rating 1. Okay, let's get into it. First of all, on the first hole, I hit a tee shot into the water. And I was like, you know what? It's the first hole of the day, the first shot of the day. I'm gonna hit another one and not count that first one. I'm gonna take what they call a breakfast ball. So I took a breakfast ball, and then I hit this tee shot, which landed in the fairway. Is that cheating? No, because you're still playing. Like, I'm not going to take any more breakfast balls or mulligans. I encourage the viewer to do that if it's the first shot of the day, because, like, then I'm just going to play consecutive shots after that. No more cheating, I promise. That's what I do. Unless it's a tournament, then you can't do that. So, anyway, this is a par 5 right away. And it is fear too, like I said, because of that water hazard. I took on the water actually for that second shot and successfully baited over the hill, or over the hazard there. So I'm actually in good position. The other thing that happened on this course was that I was assigned to play with some other human beings in my group. And I was a little bit surprised at first, but it worked out extremely well, actually, because it was a father-daughter pair here. And I think they were a little worried that they were going to slow me down, and I was a little worried that I was going to slow them down. But then there were golfers up ahead, so we couldn't go any faster than we did. Worked out well. So the psychology of that is, on the first couple of holes, if you're in a situation where you're playing either unexpectedly by yourself or unexpectedly with other people, or something about it is weird, maybe one of the people you're playing with is acting strange, how do you react? What's the psychology as I try to make birdie here? Well, you try to adjust to the situation as quickly as you can. Be honest with yourself about, were you hoping to play by yourself or with others, or, be honest with yourself about your expectations there, and then embrace the situation as quickly as you can. I'm drawing out the drama here as I get ready to putt for par. We'll talk about the greens at this course. Oh, just missed par. Had to settle for bogey there. The greens at San Vicente Golf Resort are large, and they were rolling very true on this day. So there was some challenge, but not because of any problems with the greens. They were just large and challenging. Okay, 6-iron here, par 3, fun rating 5, hole number 2. This one goes back up into that hillside on the back edge of the property, and that was an excellent shot for me. I'm on the green. Not only am I on the green, I've got about a 8-footer for birdie. I have not yet made birdie on film this year. This is my second YouTube round of 2024. And so I'm ready. Is this going to be it? Oh, so close. Disappointing par, but a par is a par. No complaints. That's a nice picturesque hole 2, par 3. Okay, hole 3, fear rating 1. Well, there's something unusual about this hole. I mean, you can see the workers there. On this day, they were working on the trees, and so they actually moved us up. This is normally a par 4 with water on the right and water on the left, as you can see by the diagram there. But they moved us forward because of the construction work. So it's a par 3, about 200 yards, and 200 is like my estimate based on what my GPS was telling me on the tee box. So the course normally par 72, on this day par 71. And I of course hit my tee shot into the bunker. I actually hit a pretty good 5-wood there, but it floated into the bunker. I avoided the water, which was nice. Lots of hazards on this hole, even as a par 3. And I can only imagine playing it as a par 4. I think if I were playing it as a par 4, I would be going left on my tee shot. That seems to be the safe side. But regardless, fear rating 1 because of all the hazards. I have missed a 3rd straight putt at close distance. Had to settle for bogey there, but actually it was a good bunker shot. So, okay, we've got another par 5. So the hole number 3 was the only one that was modified by the construction there. All of the rest of the course is as intended, or as it shows up on the scorecard. And this was an interesting tee shot because I launched it to the right of the fairway, which is not recommended. And I couldn't find it. And I played a provisional ball, as I recall, from under the tree. And then I found it, and it was here in the bunker. It had rolled further than I thought it had. It got through the trees cleanly. So again, not recommended to go along the right side here. But I got out of the bunker. It wasn't my best shot of the day, but I'm out. Yeah, it's just hard to see down the right side with the trees there off the tee because it's a dogleg right. But left myself only about 100 yards here up the hill. And it's an interesting hole. I mean, fun rating 10. I don't know if that does it justice because it is that dog leg with the trees and the bunker and then this uphill approach shot. I didn't know how this approach shot had come out because I couldn't see. But another birdie opportunity for Dr. Otten. This one is a shorter putt than the last one. It's inside 6 feet, which for me is a chance. Is it going to be a birdie? Is it going to be a birdie? I promise a little celebration here if it is. It's a birdie. Light the beam. Let's do it. Celebration time. The people of Sacramento, California are celebrating on my behalf at Golden One Center. They are lighting the beam. That was Malik Monk hitting the button. Thank you, Malik. A birdie has been made on hole number 4. My first birdie of YouTube golf in 2024. As you might be able to tell, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. So whenever something good happens in sports, I light the beam, even if it's not, I mean, that's the thing that the Kings do if they do something well. I just do it regardless of whatever is going on. If something good happens, I light the beam. That's what we did. So I might have to do that again if I make another birdie. We'll see. Okay, hole number 5. I'm feeling good, coming off a birdie. Hit my tee shot in the middle of the fairway. Fear rating 16. I am not scared of this hole. And I'm like, all right, maybe I'm going to do a little better today. So the vibes were good coming off that last hole. Especially because that last hole I hit the ball in the bunker. And I had some good fortune. Getting out of the bunker, making birdie. Approach shot, 7-iron here. Where is it? On the green with another chance for birdie. Am I going to light the beam again? This one is, it's about, what is that, 12 feet maybe? Get in there. Go in. Okay, settle for par, but that's another good hole for me. Feeling good at San Vicente. Going into fun hole number 1, fun rating number 1, hole 6. This is good stuff. Okay, this tee shot, you can go right of the trees, which is sort of more conventional. You can go left of the trees, which is unconventional, but works too, because you still can kind of make your way around. But I went over the trees and got lucky because I did loft it up in the air, as you can see by the tracer there. And I made it work. So I gave it fun rating 1 because there's just so many options here. You can go around the right or the left or over. It's just a cool visual set of options there, and that's what I like about this hole. So I made it over the trees, but I was in some chunky grass there, some rough. And the rough got me, either that or the uphill lie there. And I dunked it into the sand. And my strong, actually very strong start here. I'm +1 through 5 holes with a birdie. My strong start is about to fall apart. Do I have to watch this? That was one bunker shot. Didn't make it out. That's a second bunker shot. And now it's plugged into the lip of the bunker. So I'm about to attempt my third straight bunker shot. Oh no. Okay, I got out. That was actually the toughest bunker shot of the three, and I managed to get out onto the green. But now I'm putting for double bogey, and I've got a good amount of distance to cover. You know, the birdies can strike, so I had some good fortune getting out of the bunker on the fourth hole and ended with a birdie. The birdie sort of struck unexpectedly there. I have a couple other pars already and near birdies. So I had some good fortune. This is a near double bogey, but the bad fortune, the poor bunker shots did me in. Triple bogey, hole number 6. That was the most fun hole on the golf course. Do I wish I could play it again? Yes, absolutely. Will I be in the car headed down to San Vicente again another time very soon? Yes, I will. Thinking about hole number 6, wanting to play it again because it's just a cool hole, and I bungled it with that bunker play. Okay. Hole number 7, trying to get the train back on the tracks. Fear rating 17. I'm not upset by the look of this hole. I did put it in the fairway. One of the coolest things about being at San Vicente Golf Resort, as I mentioned at the beginning, is just the country feeling, being out in space, in a zen environment, without all the freeways of Southern California surrounding you. And hole number 7 is no exception to that feeling. You're back here among the hills. And I've got a green in regulation, so I have responded well to the the challenge of have just gone through a disaster there on hole number 6, the bunker. Putting for birdie, and a good effort. The putter has been solid to this point. I'm going to talk about putting again here in a minute. Yeah, it's hard to have a day where you putt well the whole round, 18 holes. Okay, snuck that one in for par. And we're going to go on to hole number 8 here. Par 3. This hole's got some distance to it, 200 yards. Fun rating 18. It just seemed fairly straightforward to me. Nothing against hole number 8. It's like a bunker on the left. You want to aim right if you can. And then not too far right because there's another bunker over there. So I guess right center is the play. And I went right center. A little bit short, I think. Yeah, a little bit short. But I missed the bunkers. So I have staved off the feeling. You know the feeling where you have a triple bogey or something that's a disaster and you're like, okay, this round is going into the garbage. I've staved off that feeling. So that's good. This was a wildly right to left breaking putt at long distance. So it's going to be a tough 2-putt. I'm foreshadowing here. It's going to be a tough 2-putt. And I already said that it's hard to keep the putter going all 18 holes. Oh, missed that one for par. Okay, well. I'll take the bogey. Hole number 9, handicap 1, fun rating 9, fear rating 7. This one's cool because it's got a creek running through, but the creek is not really reachable from the tee unless you go to the right or unless you're a short hitter. If you're a short hitter, you're not even worried about it, but I went pretty far left here, so I was safe. I actually thought I went further left than I should have, but didn't, so it's okay. Ended up in the fairway. And yeah, you see you saw it on the first shot there. There's a bridge going over the creek, and you got the resort. You can see the resort back there. Kind of a nice visual here with the the buildings and the hill in the back framing this hole. So fun rating 9 maybe doesn't do it justice. This hole's got some variety and some aesthetics to it. And then I just kind of perched the camera up here on the top of the hill in front of the resort, looking down at the green. This putt, it's a green in regulation for me, I guess. I'm on the fringe. It's a puttable shot, or a shot that may be putted. But look at this thing. It's like, I don't know, is that 90 feet? Something like that. Maybe not that long, but it seemed like that long. And I left it a little bit short, so another really difficult 2-putt. Can I save par? No, okay, I missed a couple of, I was 2 3-putts, sadly, to end the front 9 as my playing partners exit after 9 holes. So I would start the back 9 by myself. Okay, let's talk about putting a little bit. So this may apply to other skills within golf. It also may apply outside of golf. Going to give you a little bit of science here. So I had just made 2 3-putts in a row. Like I said, they were difficult 2-putts to make. So I don't know. Am I blaming myself for having a rough putting day? No, I made a birdie on 4. Like it was good. The last 2 holes were unfortunate, but not terrible. So, but it would be easy after 3-putting twice in a row to doubt my putting, and I think a lot of us do, right? If you miss a couple putts, oh, it's not my day. You already kind of throw the day away as not your best, and then maybe it's hard to get it back. Maybe you just psych yourself out, and you have to come back the next time and putt better. These are the common struggles of a golfer. So this particular research study was one where they used EEG to measure brain waves of people putting. And you can do this because putting, you can bring people indoors and have them putt. They're not moving around. You're not moving around when you putt. So you can strap these sensors onto your head and measure brain waves. Very cool stuff. And so I can explain what the finding here is. Participants with a strong propensity to consciously monitor and control their movements didn't do as well. And how did that play out? There were more alpha 2 T3FZ coactivation brainwaves going on. What does that mean? That means that the brain was more active. It was like if you're okay. So what does it mean if you're consciously monitoring your putt? You're standing over your putt and you're thinking about your movement. You're like trying to remind yourself, okay, keep your head down. Okay, short backswing. Okay, follow through toward the target. All of these reminders are self-reminders. They call it reinvesting attention. You're investing attention and then you're redoing it, and you're telling yourself to make these motor skill actions. You're messing yourself up, because then what happens is your brain is more active, and if your brain is more active in this particular way, then your movement is going to be disrupted. And so a putt is a very simple movement, right? It doesn't involve any aerobic activity. It doesn't involve your lower body much. It's just like a pendulum, right? And so if it's a very simple movement, it's going to be easily disrupted if you are, in this case, reinvesting attention in the task. And we see it in the brain waves. So that's pretty amazing stuff, if you ask me. What's the solution? Solution is to center your thoughts on one single thing, and that one single thing is recommended to be external. So not on your stroke, not on your movement, but let's say the target. You're just visualizing the target. You pick the target before you hit the putt. Maybe it's the right edge of the cup, and you just say, okay, I'm going to hit it to the right edge of the cup, and that's your only thought. And then if you need to think again, you're like, right edge. Right edge. That's it. And you can choose what it is that you fix your thought on. Sometimes it might be the absence of thought. It might be a deep breath. So just Breathe in and breathe out. And that's it. And then you putt, right? So like for me, the deep breath, first of all, the deep breath, people don't often take it deep enough, or they don't exhale for long enough. It needs to be a long exhale in order for it to kind of relax your brain. For me, the deep breath is, I've used it. I take deep breaths, but it's often not enough because my mind does tend to be active. And so it is useful for me to center my thoughts on something in addition to just my breathing. So picking the target. Another one would be irrelevant. You could think of like, oh, remember how much my mom loves me? That helps in a way because it's a positive thought and and it's not at all related to your movement of your putt. And that's the key. Don't think about your movement. When you're practicing, when you're working on your putting separate from when you're on the course, yeah, think about your movement. Try to improve it. But when you're on the course and there's pressure and you're trying to like put up a score, don't consciously monitor yourself or your alpha 2 T3 FZs are going to go crazy. All right, back to the course. The back nine at San Vicente Golf Resort features, well, it features fun rating 2. That's the 18th hole. And it features a couple of difficult holes right out of the beginning here. Hole 10, fear rating 3. Hole 11, fear rating 4. Let's get to it. Check it out. Okay, so for me, well, I had a kind of an up and down front nine, but +6 is not bad. And I had a birdie in there. That was nice. I got to light the beam. So going to hole 10, I'm like, all right, I'm in a pretty good place here. Feeling pretty good, feeling pretty capable. The putter was cold. The putter had gone cold those last 2 holes. But aside from that, I'm ready to attack here. I'm in the fairway. There's no reason for me to believe that I'm about to hit the ball in the water. And I hit an uncharacteristic draw, and it drew right into the water. Sad. You just never know sometimes in golf when these things are going to happen. I didn't expect that one to happen. Yeah, so here we are dropping a ball. This is now for par from off the green. So now I'm a little rattled. I'm like, what happened here? I had a disaster on that bunker hole, or on the front nine, hole 6, coming out of the bunker. Now I've gone in the water in this hole, trying to save something here. Trying to save something. I do see a little wind there. It didn't feel like a super windy day. The weather out here in the East San Diego County area tends to be a little warmer than the city of San Diego in the summer. This was June. So I think it was like mid 80s this particular day. So not hot. I guess it depends on your definition of hot. It's a dry heat, California heat. Okay, can I save bogey? No, I can't save bogey. Okay, so we've got a double bogey here to start the back nine. At least if I can make this one. All right, so hole number 11 is a par 5. This one I feel like up front looks like a scoring opportunity because, well, it's a par 5. But then you've got fear rating 4, handicap 4. And you realize that there's a creek running through from right to left here. I guess it's closer on the right side than it is on the left side. But the proximity of that creek didn't scare me. I felt like I could still hit driver. And I did. And I did not come close to the creek, even though I hit it with pretty good distance. Actually, I think I hit it a little extra hard there because I was like, man, stupid double bogeys. The risk on this second shot is going left. So there's just a lot of variety to this hole. I gave it fun rating 4. with the creek. The hazard there on the left is just a mini forest that exists behind the green. So I went actually extra right here, extra far right, but it worked out fine. Just got that bunker in the way. Don't think about the bunker, Dr. Otten. Don't hit it in there. Okay, safely over the bunker. And I've got a chance here for a birdie. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, this is a long putt. I just need a 2-putt at this point because, again, the putter had gone cold. The other thing for me to think about when putting is if I have a couple of 3-putts, I just feel like the law of averages is gonna. Okay, it didn't give me that one, but I'm gonna get a couple of long putts here or there to get that back eventually in my golf career. Doesn't have to be now, but on to hole 12. That was a good par. Holding steady at +8 now. Not quite the +6 that I was hoping for a while there, but look at this hole. This has it's a par 3 over the water and over that big fountain. So this might be your postcard hole for San Vicente Golf Resort. I went a little long with this tee shot, and I'm now playing with a couple of guys. Picked up a couple playing partners again. It was not crowded out there on this day, but it was also not empty. So I went long, probably overcompensating a little bit for the fact that there was water short. But the water, I mean, fear rating 9, it didn't seem to, it wasn't like super close to the green. As long as I was going far enough left, I felt like I could clear it. And I definitely cleared it. Trying to save par. I left the makeable putt short. Uh-oh. The putter is still cold. That's unfortunate. I almost had a nice up and down there with the chip, but. Hole number 13, fear rating 5. So we're kind of going back to the west now. This is a different section of the course. And I think I stayed on the right side of the fairway there. Yeah, in fact, I did not film. I took a still picture of this second shot location instead of the actual video of the shot. But you can see I am just off the fairway, just next to the cart path. But let's imagine that I step up and I hit a pitching wedge and it flies up and it lands on the green. Did you imagine that? So fear rating 5, that was mainly because of 2 things on this hole. One is it's a little bit narrow in that, trying to hit that fairway. And the other is that hazard that you see back behind the green there in the form of another small forest. And I managed to make par, okay. Okay, hole number 14, fear rating 6. There is a water hazard that will appear along the left side here. So I'm trying to go right. And boy, did I succeed going right. I just drilled it right into the center of that tree. Did not bother with the shot tracer there because it went into the tree and came straight down. But it was playable. Not my best drive of the day. I did hit some pretty good drives on this day. That was not one of them. Okay, this one is going to be a problem. 3-wood. I started it out nice, but it is hooking. And I have unfortunately found the water again on the back 9 on the 10th hole and again on the 14th hole. Into the water. Watch out for that water at San Vicente, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, you can see on the course diagram and also just behind me here, it runs real close to the fairway. And this hole, same thing happened on number 10. So I was trying to stay to the right. I went too far right and I went into the tree, and so I was having some trouble here. It's my par chip. Luckily got onto the green. Now trying to save bogey. And the guys there probably making fun of me. No, they were nice guys. Okay, so there may be a rough patch here on the back nine. I'd kind of, I aim for about +9, +10 on these courses. Now I'm at +11. And then I have hooked my 5-iron. I knew it immediately. And this is a nice looking par 3. Fun rating 3. But I launched it into the trees. I found the ball. And this is quite a scenic view here with the tree trunk and the other. I mean, I'm back in the forest. Am I going to be able to punch out of here? Yes. But it bounces up over the green. I didn't know what was on the other side of the green. And if you look closely, that's me in a bunker on the other side. Oh no. And here's a bunker shot coming up. And I didn't make it out. Oh, golf is hard. Now I'm hitting my second bunker shot. It's already my 4th shot on a par 3. I got out successfully. Oh man, putting for double. We're going to have to talk about this one. It is a nice looking hole though. I do want to play it again. This is another one where I did not play the hole well, but it wasn't the hole's fault. All right, so let's talk about confidence here. There's a lot of literature on athletes trying to stay confident for success in sports. And in particular, when there's pressure, confidence is important. So I've been in a few bunkers already today, but I've had 2 in particular where I wasn't able to get out right away. First time it took me 3 shots to get out. Second time it took me 2 shots to get out. That's uncharacteristic for me. That's not common. It's happened before, obviously, in my life. If you're a golfer, that has happened to you at some point. Bunkers are there to challenge you. But that's not the usual for me. For me, I'm not a great bunker player. I don't think I'm a bad bunker player. The round after this, the one that I did not film that came after this, I actually holed out a bunker shot. I made it from the greenside bunker for birdie. So where was that on this day? Well, it wasn't there for the greenside bunkers anyway, but it's there. And I'm not going to say again that I'm the most professional player out of the sand, but I have a certain level of stable beliefs. And so what we're talking about here is stability. And this article is ways to develop and maintain robust sport confidence, meaning like confidence specific to your sport that lasts, that like is not just going to come and go on the day, right? So it would have been very easy for me to see these bunker performances this day and be like, you know what? I need to go work on bunker shots for 3 hours at least because I stink. I didn't do that because I knew that it was just a little bit of a rough day and it was not indicative of who I am as a bunker player. Now, practicing bunker shots for 3 hours, that's probably a good idea regardless. But anyway, so how do you develop this stability or this strength in your confidence? And I'm not saying I have amazing stability or strength, but I had enough here to get through a rough day in the bunker and then come out the next time and do better. So I just included a part of a chart here where they take us through what sports psychologists recommend. And so for stability, we recommend restructuring or reframing negative thoughts. So, oh man, I stink out of the bunker. I am terrible. I will never make the next one. Becomes, okay, that stunk, but let's remember all the good bunker shots I've had recently and know that it's going to even out. Next time will be better. And that's a reframe. Multiple sources of confidence. So it's not just that I'm, again, it's going to even out and I've had success lately. It's that I've been practicing bunker shots on and off for a long time in my life now. Or maybe the contact point where I hit behind the ball in the bunker, that's something I've learned. And so I can fall back on that. If maybe I'm not hitting that contact point, I can think, okay, I need to go back and hit here. Or maybe my follow through is the key, or something with my swing. Or maybe it's just because I know that I think about golf enough, I spend enough time on it, that I'm going to find a solution here. Multiple sources, reasons why you should be able to get through something, and you feel like you're a good bunker player. Or maybe you feel like you're a good golfer, and so you're able to adjust to poor performances, whether it's the bunker or something else. That's like multiple sources of confidence, and that should last too. That should help the confidence last. And then continual awareness is the last one. That's like, I'm aware of what kind of bunker player I am. And that oftentimes has to come first, actually. Like, this is my self-concept of me as a golfer, me as a bunker player. And let's define what that is. Am I good at this? What do I think of myself? And that's often the first step to then allowing yourself to have multiple sources of confidence, and then reframing any terrible performances like I just had on that hole in the bunker. So luckily I did not have any more run-ins with the bunker on this day that were negative. But watch this. Hole number 16. I'm gonna hit my tee shot. It's a good tee shot. I'm watching it go. And you know where it's gonna go? It's gonna go in the bunker. So immediately a test of my robust, my how stable is my sport confidence when it comes to bunker shots. But this was a fairway bunker. It's a little different shot than a greenside bunker. And so that was my initial thought, was, well, this is different. I'm not trying to do the same thing. I was hitting too far behind the ball out of the greenside bunker. And sure enough, this one came out perfect. Okay, I just landed on the green, actually probably very close to the hole, and rolled past. So now my playing partner is complimenting me. He thought I was terrible out of the bunker, and I was. But just managed to get out of the fairway one. And putting for birdie. Oh, just barely missed. I think I'm trying to explain to him my putting routine there. Okay, hole number 7. So I made par there after the disaster on hole number 15. And hole 16 and 17, we're going back to the east. We've got some nature on the right side, which forms a nice frame to these holes. This one's a par 5. It's got some rocks jutting out from the right side of the fairway, as I recall. And I blasted that tee shot very nicely. So I'm trying to get back on track for a reasonable finish here. Fear rating 18 on this hole. I just was not scared of it. There was plenty of room on the left, not on the right, but this second shot, I knew I didn't want to go too far right, but pretty good width to this fairway. And I've managed to hit a good 3-wood there, down the center. And don't have much left to get on the green here. Give myself a look at birdie. You can see some of the hills there in the back. Like I said, good country, good kind of nature feeling here to this area. Not a lot of people, I feel like, come east of San Diego. You visit the city, maybe I'm wrong, but you visit the city, you look at the ocean areas, and then you don't come out here. Well, you should. A birdie? No, not quite, but that's a par. I'll take it. On to hole number 18. My overall goals of outcome goals, that is, of breaking 80 are long since dashed, but it's also not a terrible round of golf for me. And San Vicente has presented its challenges, especially I'm playing from the black tees here. Look at this water hazard. As long as you hit a decent tee shot, I think you're over the water hazard. And I launched my driver a little bit higher in the air than perhaps I intended, but I did get over. Fun rating too for this hole. So you got that water hazard and you got the resort back there behind the green. You can see the tennis courts on the left. Well, the fence anyway. So just some good visuals here on this last hole. And I hit the green, but I went to the very far back, and I've given myself another daunting 2-putt to close out here. Downhill, you can see it. It goes down the hill. Is it going to keep going? No. It was like downhill, and then it stopped. So that was, yeah, unfortunate. Leaving myself a good amount of work here to save par now. But yeah, go stay at the resort. You can see it there. It's modest, it's not like big fancy Four Seasons, but you can afford it, and it's got this nice setting surrounding it as I finish with bogey. All right, so that's your round at San Vicente Golf Resort. Thanks to the folks there for getting me on and their interest in sports psychology too. I had some nice conversations with the staff. Hope to be back out. And like, subscribe, comment, tell me that this is not the golf course I should be going to in the San Diego area. You're wrong. It is the course that I should be going to in the San Diego area. And we'll see you for the next one.